Hello, it's Jennifer Roth-Burnette with a quick overview of a content outline and the grading scheme for BCE 101. I've created this content outline document, which I'm also putting in our box space, so that you have kind of a ready reference to the contents of each module where you're not having to dig through them in Blackboard to know what's there, as well as what the graded assignments are and where they occur. So as you see, 25% of this course is based on attendance and participation for a total of 250 points of the total 1,000 points in the grading scheme for this course. I'll talk a little bit more about attendance and the attendance tool in another video. We have 25% devoted to daily journaling with every other week checks that total 250 points. 15% or 150 points for 3 reflections, 10% on involvement credits. There are 4 of those worth 25 points each. 10% on small assignments with kind of variable points, 10 to 20 points depending, totaling up to 100. I also am completely open to you changing those or swapping those out, and I will do another video on the easiest way to do that without having to completely rebuild your gradebook. We have 5% or 50 total points devoted to the Wellness and Learning Inventory Survey, which is part of the way that we're measuring this cohort and looking at this course as a kind of an intervention. So that's automatically graded. You don't have to do anything. The students just need to take it, and a grade is generated for that. And then 10% is that instructor choice piece, which is in the course as a final project, as kind of a placeholder. I think many of you actually do a final project, so if so, you can just adapt that material or use that. And if you want to change it to something else, that's up to you. So as you look through this course outline, you'll see that the items that are graded are highlighted. So in Module 1, Introduction and Basics, that occurs on that first half week when we start courses. The Wellness and Learning Inventory Survey and the first reflection are linked there. They're not actually due that week because I wanted to leave time for drop add, but they are first mentioned and available to the students there. Number 2, Get Involved, is the first full week. It's the second week of class, but it's the first full week where we'll have 2 class meetings. And you see that there's an involvement quiz assignment. I'll look at this a little bit more in another video about the gradebook and rubrics, as well as the related assignment, which is one of the involvement credits, participating in Get On Board Day or organization takeover. On to number 3, you have your first journal check-in, and one of the small assignments, a time management assignment. And so on. You are perfectly capable of reading this. I will kind of point out that some of these things that are labeled quiz are actually assignments. For instance, the mindset quiz is worth 10 points and it's in the small assignment category. These are not quizzes that are built into Blackboard. They are like the involvement quiz is something the students take at the involvement site, and then they report back on their findings on how that went for them. The mindset quiz is similar. It's about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And so they take the quiz at another site that they're directed to, and then they're supposed to come back and kind of say a couple of words about their results. And so it is actually submitted as a standard Blackboard assignment. I will also point out, finally, that number 8, the iceberg, is the beginning of the modules on habitude. So the first 7 modules have to do with Teach Yourself How to Learn. Module 8 begins habitudes, and as kind of a break point in the course, that is where the Wellness and Learning Inventory Survey comes up, right kind of after midterms too, and where the second reflection piece comes up. So the course kind of divides neatly in half in that sense, that they have that pairing of the survey and the reflection at the beginning, here in the middle at Module 8, and then at the end, Module 14. I'll do another video that takes a look at these assignments as well, just so you know what they are, and then you can decide whether to keep them or make something of your own. But I wanted to point out that the small assignments kind of grow in value because they grow in complexity. The Spark project assignment uses Adobe Spark. I'll address that more in another video, but that's kind of a bigger assignment, which is why it's worth 20 points. And I have made that assignment, the survey, and the third reflection all fall in Module 14 before Thanksgiving. So all of this is due and is coming in before Thanksgiving, so that really the course is pretty much over at that point. I have final project stuff, which I'm likely to change depending on how the semester goes in modules 15 and 16, but those are both post-Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving week and after Thanksgiving. And I know that that is likely to skew and change as we go through the semester, especially under these conditions. So I've left that pretty loose. The only thing in week 15 is the final journal check-in, and that's, that's something that by then they will be used to submitting and could submit from wherever they are. And the final project, or whatever you decide to do for your instructor choice piece, is all that's left at that point. All right, thanks. One final remark I just remembered is that I may actually make a version of this without the comments for instructors for my students to use. And I encourage you, if you're interested in that, feel free to download it. Students are sometimes really like to have a checklist or something that they can kind of go through and make sure that they have read and completed. I know they have the course schedule that has kind of to do and prepare and all of these other things, but if a student just needs to see, have I done the assignments, have I done these pieces and read these things on Blackboard, this could be a useful checklist for students. So feel free to use it in whatever way you think is most suitable. Thanks.